आप अपने आप पे ध्यान ही नहीं दे पा रहे हो because we don't have time, because of the lives that we are living in. What are the type of thoughts that you have? Do you feel fulfilled? Do you feel like, I've achieved everything? We are easily able to connect with anybody who we want. Like suddenly I keep questioning myself, make it work the way you want to make it work. Everything in this universe is energy.
Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast Beyond the Pale, your journey to self-transformation. Today I'm going to talk about a certain set of people who like to blame everybody else, who like to blame the external circumstances for whatever is happening within them. They are always in that mentality. This is called victim mindset. The reason I have chosen to speak about this is because this is detrimental to the personal development of the person who holds that victim mentality. It is very, 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 very crucial that anybody who is in the victim mindset, they come out of it, and I'm going to share a couple of steps that you can follow if you are one of them to come out of the victim mindset, because it is really hindering your personal growth to achieve any goal that you want to. So if you are interested to know how you can get out of it, and more importantly, first of all, recognize what are the symptoms of being in a victim mentality, do keep watching. Now, basics first, let me just elaborate a little more. What exactly is a victim mindset? It's a way of thinking wherein the individuals perceive them as helpless. They like to blame other people. They like to blame any other circumstances for their own challenges instead of taking responsibility of their actions and choices. They are like, nahi yaar, uski wajah se, they are always pinpointing on other people for whatever is happening within their life. They basically do not like to take control, or they do not like to take the responsibility, because that's how their mentality is built. That is what they have been repeating to themselves over and over again. And they have reached a stage wherein their mind has now started to believe that yes, this is true. This person is always in victim mentality. The circumstances that they're going to get, even if it is an opportunity in front of them, they are not going to see it as an opportunity. They are going to think of it as a challenge and then blame someone else for being in that particular situation. So this is what a victim mindset person is. Now, it is a very, very disempowering mindset, because it is basically restricting your personal growth. So if you have heard of any successful person talking, any success stories, all of them say that everybody face challenge. Like, I am a person who face challenge on a very frequent basis, right? Everybody faces challenges. Nobody is successful without facing their own set of challenges. But the reason those people are successful is because they have chosen to look at those challenges as opportunities rather than thinking of them as something that they can blame other person for. They always like to put other people under the bus, because they're like, I don't know, मैंने तो नहीं किया, मुझे नहीं पता है. So that is what their mindset is made of, and it is very, very disempowering mindset to have, because it is basically restricting their growth for anything that they want to achieve in their life. So I hope that clarifies what a victim mindset is. Next, I want to talk about how do you recognize if you are the one who's in the victim mentality, or how do you recognize the people around you. What are the signs that tell whether this person is of a victim mentality or not? First of all, as I've been mentioning, they tend to find excuses for everything. कुछ भी आ जाए, they'll be like, कुछ भी जहाँ पे भी थोड़ा सा भी struggle करना पड़ता है, they tend to find excuse. They tend to constantly blame others. They are always feeling कि world is conspiring against me. They always feel, as the name says, they always feel I am the victim. ये कुछ मतलब दूसरे लोग मेरे against plotting कर रहे हैं. They are basically very self-centered. उन्हें लगता है कि I am the topic of discussion for every other person that I meet, and the other people are always talking negative about me. So they always feel that they are the center of attention, and in a negative way, not in a positive way. So these are a couple of signs that depict whether you are in a victim mindset or not. And these are basically very big red flags which are holding you back from moving forward in your life. So do recognize these red flags if you know anybody around you, or do that self-assessment right now if you think you are one of those people who has these red flags, because you really need to come out of it. And I'm just going to tell you the plan and a couple of steps that you can follow to come out of a victim mindset. But before I tell you what are the steps that you can take, why do you think I've chosen to speak about it separately? Why is this a separate episode altogether? The reason being, as I said earlier, that it hinders personal growth. Basically, any positive control that we should ideally bring about in our life, we will not be able to bring it if at all we have that mindset, because it basically limits our ability. It's like being stuck in the quicksand. दलदल होता है ना, we are basically stuck in that. ना हम इस तरफ जा पा रहे हैं, ना हम उस तरफ जा पा रहे हैं, because we are in that victim mindset. And the more we resist taking responsibility for things in our life, the more we sink inside the quicksand. So it is in a way hindering the progress in our personal development as a whole. And that's why it is really important for us to come out of that victim mentality. I hope I've given you a quick insight, a good insight into what it is, what are the signs that you should check for if you have people in your vicinity who have the victim mindset, why it is really important for you to come out of the victim mindset. Now let's get into the plan that we should follow to basically get out of that. This is a 4-step plan that I think is really going to be helpful if you want to come out of it. The opposite of victim mindset is empowered mindset. You should have that positive outlook towards life. The very first thing that you should take care of is taking the responsibility, which basically means that you have to acknowledge that you have control over the choices that come in front of you. You have control over the action that you should take. So think of any situation that comes in front of you. So you are the one who's going to make a choice about it. You do not want to blame others. You have to take a responsibility for it. All right. So suppose as an example, suppose you want to start up a business, right? So obviously there will be many challenges that come your way. But for every challenge that comes your way, you should be the one who is taking responsibility. Yes, there are some things which will not be in your control, but you've got to find an alternate way for it, rather than saying that this cannot be done because XYZ person is not providing me something. This cannot be done because the city the city that I live in, it doesn't have this facility. So everything is figure outable, everything is possible. So that is why I'm saying you are the one who should be taking the responsibility for every damn thing. Choti se choti baat aur badi se badi baat, you should be the one taking the responsibility for it. You should be the one who should take the action to come out of it. Is very, very important. Stop blaming other people. Stop blaming the external circumstances for whatever is happening in your life, because any challenge that you see, you can come out of it. This is 100% true. As I mentioned earlier, there is no person on this planet who is successful without facing challenges. So any challenge you face, it is figure outable. You have just got to maintain that mentality of taking the responsibility of it, acknowledging it. So if at all you are faced with a challenge, you can just sit with that problem, do whatever is in your control. Apna 100% in hai. At the end, whatever the result is, don't worry about it. अगर कुछ challenge है, जैसे बिजनेस के केस में अगर ऐसा कोई चैलेंज है wherein you're not able to come up with a solution, अपनी तरफ से सारा ट्राई करो. टॉक विद डिफरेंट पीपल, अपनी तरफ से रिसर्च कर लो. Talk with other entrepreneurs in the similar space. You will get a solution to it instead of blaming the external circumstances. So this is a very, 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 very important first and foremost step to come out of the victim mentality. That is that you are the one who has the power to change your reality. You are the one who's going to figure out everything in your life. No challenge is big in front of you. So you have to really mold your brain and your mindset towards that thinking, because life may, till the time you die, you're going to face different challenges in every step of the way. If you change your mindset, at some point of time, your mind will be molded and it will accept the fact that yes, this person is headstrong, this person can tackle any challenge and nothing is a big problem for him or her. So that is a very first and foremost step, which is taking responsibility. The second step that you can take to come out of victim mentality is change your narrative. So अभी मैंने थोड़ा सा mindset के बारे में बात किया. So everything that I talk on this podcast is about changing your mindset. तो ये बहुत ज़रूरी है कि the way we talk to ourselves, the way we talk about us to the external world, इट मैटर्स। हम लोग सोचते हैं कि यार मजाक मजाक में बोल देते हैं, किसी को भी हम बोल देते हैं राइट, कि नहीं यार ये तो कुछ नहीं कर सकता, नहीं यार मेरे से तो होगा नहीं, आई एम नॉट दैट केपेबल। So we should be very very careful of the words that come out of our mouth. We are the ones who is writing our own story. तो वो narrative को change करना बहुत ज़रूरी है. We need to make sure that everything that comes from our mouth for us or from anybody else's mouth for us, it needs to be positive. तो वो positive self talk practice करना बहुत ज़रूरी है. Because everything, like literally now I'm speaking 24/7, whatever comes out of your mouth, your mind is recording that, and your mindset is getting built. Even when we sleep, our mind is working behind the scenes. So whatever you feed while you're awake to your mind, वो mind में जाके sand की तरह बैठ जाता है, and the next time whatever scenario come in front of you, based on your mindset, you will be able to tackle that. So वो अपना नैरेटिव चेंज करो, अपने आप से बात करने का तरीका चेंज करो. सो डू नॉट एवर एंगेज इन अ नेगेटिव सेल्फ टॉक. अब आप बोलोगे यार मैं तो अपने बारे में ठीक ही बोलती हूँ, बट बाकी लोग अगर मुझे कह देते हैं कुछ, तो देन व्हाट कैन आई डू? देयर इज अ सोल्यूशन फॉर दैट. सो व्हाट यू कैन डू इज, इफ समवन एल्स यू आर टॉकिंग टू एंड दे से नेगेटिव थिंग्स अबाउट यू, कि नहीं यार तू तो कुछ ही नहीं कर सकता, तू तो पहले भी फेल हुआ था, अभी दोबारा फेल हो जाएगा. डू नॉट एक्सेप्ट इट. यू से all right, I'm not accepting that, I am challenging that narrative of yours, so you can do that. So basically you have blocked that thought from entering your mind altogether. The way you think about yourself is what other people will perceive as well. So that is a very important mindset molding activity that you should practice if you want to come out of a victim mindset. अब एक पर्सन विक्टिम माइंडसेट में कब आता है? जब वो रिपीटेडली एक ही बात बोलता है तो वो माइंड में जाके बैठ जाती है. जैसे हम लोग छोटे थे तो हमारे पेरेंट्स बोलते थे कि यार बार बार बच्चे को ये मत बोलो, वो बच्चे के दिमाग में बात बैठ जाएगी. व्हाट डज दैट मीन? इट मीन्स कि जो हम बात बार बार बोलते हैं हमारे माइंड में या किसी और के माइंड में, इस तरह से एक बात को रिपीट करने से वो माइंड में बात बैठ जाती है till the point our mind starts believing that it is truth. So that is why it's very important to feed your mind with positive thoughts. Challenge all the negative talks that are about you. So instead of saying that I can't, ask yourself how can I do it. Alright, तो वो negative sentences को अपने लिए तो बिल्कुल भी use मत करो. Focus on solutions rather than dwelling on the problems. Alright, now moving on, the third step that you can do to come out of a victim mindset is set clear goals. अभी मैंने रिपीटेडली अपने पिछले कुछ एपिसोड्स में इसका इम्पोर्टेंस बहुत ज़्यादा एम्फेसाइज किया है, बट दैट्स गोल सेटिंग इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर कमिंग आउट ऑफ अ विक्टिम माइंडसेट एज वेल. क्योंकि अभी आप ऐसी सिचुएशन में हो कि आपके माइंड को नहीं पता है कि करना क्या है, क्योंकि आप शुरू से अपने माइंड को ट्रेन कर रहे हो कि आप कुछ कर ही नहीं सकते. सो टू कम आउट ऑफ इट, गिव योर माइंड अ डायरेक्शन कि हाँ मुझे एक जगह पे जाना है, दैट इज़ अ गोल दैट आई वॉन्ट टू अचीव. And your mind will then be trained कि हाँ ये बंदा कुछ तो कर ही रहा है. So it's all about training your mind. Okay, so set those clear goals and make effort to achieve them. So that is how you will come out of a victim mindset. क्योंकि जो बंदा victim mindset में होता है वो लोग लाइफ में कुछ accomplish नहीं कर पाते. तो आपके दिमाग को नहीं पता, your mind has not seen the proof of you setting a goal and then accomplishing it. This is something completely new for them. So challenge your brain, set a goal and accomplish it, make it possible, do whatever it takes to accomplish that goal and give your mind enough proofs that yes, you can do it. This goal is an example that you want to show to your mind saying, see, I have overcome all the challenges that came my way. अभी इसके बाद भी मेरी लाइफ में कोई भी गोल हुआ, इसके बाद मैंने कुछ भी करना होगा, आई कैन डू इट, बिकॉज मैंने एक बार कर लिया, मैं दूसरी बार भी कर सकता हूँ. सो दिस होल एक्सरसाइज इज अबाउट ट्रेनिंग योर माइंड, बिकॉज द वे योर माइंड इज ट्रेन, द वे योर माइंड वर्क्स is what your life is going to look like. Now last but not the least, the fourth thing that you can do to come out of your victim mindset is surround yourself with positivity. So I think this is very crucial और ज़्यादा लोग बात नहीं करते इसके, but the circle that you surround yourself with, वो एक quote है ना कि your personality is comprised of the 5 closest people you are with. So that quote is really really true. जिस टाइप के लोगों के साथ आप उठोगे, बैठोगे, बात करोगे रूटीन में रेगुलरली, आपका थॉट प्रोसेस वैसा हो जाता है. सो सराउंड योर सेल्फ विद पॉजिटिव पीपल. अभी इसमें मैं ये बोलूँगी कि आई हैव ऑल्सो एक्सपीरियंस देयर आर लॉट ऑफ पीपल हु आर न्यूट्रल, लाइक जो गोल्स आप अचीव करना चाहते हो दे डोंट अंडरस्टैंड योर गोल्स. सो ज़रूरी नहीं है कि आपको उन लोगों के साथ अपने गोल्स के रिगार्डिंग बात करनी है. If they are neutral, that is a good state to be in. So there is a negative person, there is a neutral person, and there is a positive person. Positive person is someone who is aligned to your thought process, और हाँ आप मतलब हमेशा अपनी forward thinking रख रहे हो, which is the best case scenario. Negative person who is always discouraging you, who is always talking behind your back, who's always discouraging themselves also. खुद भी वो नहीं कुछ कर रहे और आपको भी नहीं करने दे रहे. Those are the people you want to stay away with. Now there are neutral people who you can accompany yourself with, wherein yes, they know you are doing something, they are not at least challenging it. If they are not really in favor of it, that is okay. हमें सभी दुनिया को अपने साथ लेके नहीं चलना. You are on your own path. Even if if they're not challenging you, if they are just being neutral with you and not feeding any positive or negative thoughts in your mind, that is also a good state to be in. So surround yourself with such people and it will have a very, very positive impact on your life. So these are the 4 steps that you can take to come out of that victim mindset. Now I do want to give an example here which you all can relate to. So a couple, maybe around 2 years back, I have been in a situation wherein I was not in a too good position. Like I was very, very negative at that point of time. I will accept it. Reason being that the place I was working at, the manager I was working with, my thought process and my manager's thought process did not match at all. And if you're working in corporate, you might know that that clash is not a good clash to be in. So मेरा 1 साल almost बहुत ज़्यादा डिप्रेशन में गया था, wherein I didn't know what to do. That was the first time I was feeling it, but it was very depressing. I did go in the victim mindset wherein I was blaming my manager for everything that was happening. भले वो professional life में तो था ही, even in my personal life I was not happy. I was blaming the situation of my work and everything. I will admit that I have been in the victim mindset. Now, I did realize it at a point that this is not a good place to be in and I have to do something to get out of it. So the process that I've showed you is exactly what I followed. I started taking responsibility for my actions. One day I just woke up and I am like, ठीक है, जो भी कुछ हो रहा है मैं ज़ीरो से अभी स्टार्ट करूँगी. I am going to take the responsibility of everything. I did not want to speak with my manager because my ego, whatever. But I went ahead and got out of my comfort zone and went ahead and spoke with the manager, starting from zero as if we were starting our relationship afresh. Obviously, the other person didn't know of all of it because all of this was in my mind. But I got out of my comfort zone and I basically made some goals, which both of us agreed to. And, then I was in a relatively good place. I wouldn't say that the other person changed completely because of it, but I changed completely because of it, definitely. I did not earlier. I was spending I was spending 100% of my energy at my professional life, which is what I realized was not a right thing to do. And then I started working on my side business and stuff like that. So I started taking responsibility. I started practicing self positive talk as well, because वो 1 साल जो मेरा depression का period था उसमें I started doubting myself because of the things that she used to say to me. So I started doubting myself whether I'm good enough and all of that. And I basically changed that narrative. I started working on things which I am best at, and then I came out of that situation. I only spoke with people who were giving me positive vibes. There were people at my workplace who were basically not at all supportive, and I cut them off. I did not speak with them at all. So I followed this exact same process to come out of the victim mentality, and I am glad I did, because that changed my perception to that particular situation, and that's why I'm able to speak to it today from my own experience. So I'm going to wind up the video now. I hope this has really helped you. I hope, first of all, you're not in the victim mindset. If at all you are, I hope this has helped you, because it definitely helped me when I was in there. Because being in a victim mindset is not a good place to be in. It basically hinders our personal growth. You cannot achieve anything in your life, in any aspect of life. मैं ज़रूरी career की बात नहीं कर रही हूँ. किसी भी चीज़ में you cannot achieve anything if at all you are in that mindset, because ये सारी mind programming है, which is what we have got to change. All right. So do let me know via comments if you resonate with this or if this has helped you. Otherwise, I'm going to see you all next week. Bye bye.